Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Christmas Clatter. Thanks for being here with us on this Wednesday, last Wednesday of October. Halloween's next week. November 1st is a week from today. Last speed bump before Christmas, Halloween. We will hit that holiday like the Duke boys running from the law. We will ramp over it and get there. But for those enjoying Halloween this weekend and next week, just remember to be safe and to, uh, don't go too crazy, but have a good time. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for hopping in here. Let me roll through here. Got some new faces. Mark D. Brown, thank you very much, sir, for being here. If Kensconsin, we'll talk more about him later. The official Ken. The one and only, the official Ken. There's several Kens that pop up in these chats, but we have the official Ken. Thanks for being here. Hello, TV. Dwayne, Townsend Christmas Lights. Thanks for joining us all the way down from New Zealand. I know you'll be at work, but thanks for tuning in. Mikey, always here. Always happy to see you every Wednesday, Mikey. Thanks for being here. Mel, thanks for being here so much. Appreciate it. All right, Dan. Thanks for being here as well. Tynomite, thank you. We'll have a few more rolling through here in just a second. Jessica, thanks for being here, and you are on time. Yeah, that's all right. Ben at PTV, thanks for being here as well. Sorry I missed you guys' live stream this past Monday, but again, work. It's just like, and my lovely wife, Holly, is here as well. Thank you for being here. For those that are new to Christmas Clatter, just a little housekeeping for you. This is actually a live recording of a podcast. So here in a second, I'll mute the mic. I'll get a drink and I'll just start all over. Except I won't go through the chat like I just did, and do some housekeeping things. I'll bring Ken up and we'll talk about Santa beards. We will interact with the chat some as things roll through. I can't say we'll just sit there and just keep reading through, but we'll see how that goes. But once it looks like I'm ending the podcast live stream, just stay here. Just stay here because that's just ending the recording of the podcast, and we'll stick around for a few more minutes and talk with you guys. If you have any questions or comments we need to get back to, we'll take time then and see what you guys think. We'll just have a wonderful time. Ben, thanks for listening here. We are hoping that you do get feeling better real soon, man. Yeah. So it's that kind of time of year where kind of that sick comes through. We got rain coming in, so it's going to be cold and rainy the next few days. And I ain't looking forward to it. So without any further ado, I'll get my drink and we'll start the recording of the podcast. Well, hello. Well, I better start that again. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Christmas Clatter, the last Wednesday in October. Next week, 7 days is November. Christmas is getting closer and closer, and you can feel the speed picking up and up and up. And I hope everybody's enjoyed their fall. I hope everyone is healthy, safe, and smart. With Halloween coming up, whatever you choose to do this weekend or next week, whenever you choose to celebrate, just have fun and enjoy the holiday. I joke a lot about Halloween. I do like Halloween. It's just I don't have much time to do the decorating and stuff for it because not that I'm too busy getting Christmas stuff up, but my wife's too busy getting Christmas stuff up because we have a lot, especially this year. But I appreciate her for doing that. I need to get in gear and really help so we can finish it up before November gets here. But for those that are participating in the Christmas puzzle exchange, I was supposed to send emails out this past Sunday. And as you looked in your inbox, there was none there. I will be getting them out before the end of the week as just one of those things that slipped through my fingers. Unfortunately, signups are closed, and we have several that participated, and I really thank everyone for doing that. So emails will be coming out by the end of the next week. My plan is to get them, out tomorrow and things. So that's the update on the puzzle exchange. I don't really have any more announcements other than to thank our sponsor, our partner, which is Just the Recipe. If you guys ever, 'tis the season for cooking. I have a good friend, Glenn, that does Seasons Eatings, all about food. If you love to cook, love to bake, love to find recipes online, there's one thing that's always irritating about them. That's the ads and the pictures and the blog posts and all that stuff. And if you ever find yourself scrolling and it's like, just give me the ingredients and the directions so I can make this. Well, that's where Just the Recipe comes to help you out. All you have to do is copy the URL of the recipe and take it to just the recipe, either .com or the app on your phone or iPad. It's iOS, Android, it's multi-platinum. You can have different platforms and be logged into the same account. So it's there wherever you're at. There's a free version. There's also a premium version that lets you have unlimited recipes. And then you can add ingredients if there's something missing you'd like to add, or something you need to take out because you don't like it in there, or if you need to change the amounts. So, it's there for you guys. And it's something we've used before they came aboard on Christmas Clatter. And just check it out. The premium subscription is well worth it. Try the free one if you want, but the premium is well worth it. For a full year of the premium, it's $20, $19.99. Not bad. But as you see here on screen, and as I've said many times, use the code ChristmasClatter23, and that gets you 30% off of an annual plan. So it's like, what, $13, $14, right in that wheelhouse somewhere for a full year. That's a whole year, and it makes it easy to share recipes. Have you ever been that, I need to get that recipe, and then you forget? Well, if you're on Just the Recipe and your friend's on Just the Recipe, you just got to click the share button, and you got it. So check out our friends there. They're a great small company that has a really wonderful service at Just the Recipe. So, all right. I feel like I'm forgetting something, which means I probably am, and I'll probably remember it way later, but that's not important. Our next guest, I believe this is his first time here on Christmas Clatter. I've known Ken for a couple of years now. I believe we met through Tom Buck's YouTube channel and community for content creators and things. And I was like, he asked me to come aboard for something he's doing for Christmas on his channel. And I was like, sure. I said, I need to get you on Christmas Clatter. And I was like, I wanted to find an angle to get him in there, but he's a beard enthusiast, men's health and beard enthusiast. And I'm like, well, let's rank some Santa beards. And so let's talk with Ken. And as his shirt says, it's the most wonderful time for a beard. Ken, thanks for being here.
Todd, how's it going, man? It's good to see you.
It's going well. It's going real well. I really appreciate you coming on. And I knew when I gave you this idea of ranking Santa beards and having a Santa beard off, you were like 100% on board immediately. So I was excited. So.
Oh yeah. I tried to bring some support, also try to bring some helpers to the chat to help me rank some of these beards, because I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of nervous about it, because part of me feels like, we got to respect Santa. I don't want to be too hard on him, but at the same time, I'm all into beards. We got to be honest, right?
Well, yep. There's got to be a first place and last place. We have 10 Santas to run through. I don't think we're going to rank them 1 through 10. The order in which I pulled them up is more or less random. I kind of saved the more well-known Santas for later on. And then I will ask you, Ken, I don't think I told you this. I will ask you to pick a favorite Santa beard of the 10. And
okay. Yeah. I think I have one already, but I'll wait until we run through all of them and confirm. Yeah.
Alrighty. So let's just get to it. Let's get to it with our first Santa. Now, a couple of these Santas are, one probably be a little obscure, but let's start off with David Huddleston from Santa Claus the movie, which is a mid-'80s movie. Some people consider it a classic Christmas movie, one of the canon Christmas movies. I think it's a little bit, but it's still a fun Christmas movie. And I don't know. I tried to look to see if these were real and fake beards. I wasn't always successful. This one I couldn't find if it was real or fake. I could go either way. If you told me it was real, I'd see it. If you told me it was fake, I'd see it. But that's not really what matters. It just matters how it looks. And so, what do you think of this beard?
So I don't know this movie. First of all, this is one I've never seen.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Santa in this one is sort of between that. Maybe his natural color at one point was like light ginger, maybe a blondish,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, dishwater blonde style color, and he's sort of getting to that gray beard style.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but so he's there. When you think Santa beard, you think traditional, silver fox gray beard, right?
Right.
Or even white, even
Yeah.
like Snow White, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you, I don't know who trims his beard, but they do a great job. It's nice and rounded.
Yeah.
You can see the difference. You can see where the mustache ends and the beard kind of starts. The mustache is laying over it nicely. It's trimmed nicely over the lip.
Yep.
I think the color throws me off a little bit because this is Santa, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
The thing that gets me about this one is the mustache being so much wider than the rest of the beard. It kind of distracts me a little bit. I don't
Right.
mind the gray so much. As far as I would prefer a Snow White, but I don't mind the gray. But you're right, this one is trimmed excellently, and I say it's a good quality, above average Santa beard.
Yeah, so I think the mustache, so he kind of has the lazy walrus look, right? It's where you don't really trim the mustache. You keep it tidy, but you don't trim it a lot. You let it grow. And instead of it coming straight down over the beard, he's kind of got it out into that, I don't know, we'll call it a halfway handlebar mustache.
Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah.
So if you had to grade this beard, we're doing letter grades tonight, or for this episode. If you had to grade this beard, what would you give it?
This is the hard part, right?
Yeah.
This is the hard part. And maybe that's what it is. So somebody says chimney soot not completely out. Maybe that's what I'm seeing. Maybe
Yeah.
that's it. Again, I don't know the setting of this movie, so
Mm-hmm.
but I'll give this one a, oh man. I'll give this one a B minus.
B
I'll
minus.
give it a B minus because it's perfectly shaped. I love the shape
Yep.
of the beard. The mustache needs a little bit of work, I think, but but I don't wherever this was in the movie, maybe he just finished up and he's tired. I mean, hasn't had time to get it taken care of. So yeah, we'll go B minus on this.
Yeah, that sounds fair because it's definitely above average, which would be a C. But I don't think it's far above average. And I want to thank for people hopping in the chat, Bearded Beanie and Miles. Thanks for hopping in here, guys. I really appreciate it. And so let's so B minus for David Huddleston and Santa Claus in the movie for his beard. All right, this is probably the newest Santa Claus on the list here. I assume this is a full bearded David Harbour because we've seen him with a full beard before, so I don't know why he wouldn't grow one out to have it for this movie in Violent Night. There were a lot of Santa pictures of him after I haven't seen Violent Night yet. There were a lot of Santa pictures of him just like after all the mayhem, where it was just all like a dead cat on his face. So I picked one, I guess that's early in the movie where it's more trimmed and shapely. And so what do you think of David Harbour's beard here?
I mean, I want to say, first of all, he's got the mustache that I wish I had.
Yeah.
He's got the full, I mean, he's got that nice large size, upper lip with that full coverage mustache. I mean, that mustache is epic.
Yeah.
He's got great growth right there. I think that, he didn't go between like a handlebar or any other style. Like this is literally just grown out, combed over from the middle, neatly groomed there. And then the front of his beard, now, I can't see like the sideburns where everything connects and all that, but he's got a similar beard style to mine where he's got the wave up front. I use product and good combs to kind of comb that out right before the camera turns on, but I've got the wave up there also.
Yeah.
It's a straight beard where mine's really curly. This is a great beard, and I may be biased because I like David Harbour, and I have not seen this either. I'm excited to see this. Is this a movie or a show? I know it's a movie. I know it's new.
Yeah, it's a movie.
It's a movie. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I think the mustache connects well with the beard. I mean, everything's
Mhm.
covered well. Um, yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it a lot too. I like how, and this is crazy because we're talking about, I like how you see the curls off to the side that aren't quite in the right spot, because that's something we all deal with. Even though mine's a little shorter than yours, it's like I have spots that it's like I can't keep them under control no matter what I do.
Right.
Or I'll have this one piece of my beard grows way fast and always longer than the other, and that, so that's like after a while, after, if I go a few days without trimming, it's noticeable that one side's hanging down, you know, so I like
And
the cut.
that's completely normal.
Uh-huh.
You're not
Yeah.
in the minority with
Yeah.
that. You're right where you should be.
As much as I liked the previous beard as being perfectly shaped, I like this kind of natural, we're trying to do our best here, look just as well. So on a letter
Right.
grade, how would you rate David Harbour Violent Night?
Yeah, this is so I wish I had seen this already. I'm gonna have to watch this very soon. I hear it's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
So again, I don't know the setting. I don't know what has happened right before this picture.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be a little bit lenient, right? Because
Yeah.
it's not like Santa's up in the sleigh grooming his beard.
Right.
But this is a solid B plus. I wish I could see the sides where it connects, to his head,
Yeah.
to his head hair a little bit. But it's a solid B plus for me.
Yeah. I would agree with that. This is a great beard, and if I could grow a beard like that and a mustache like that, I would have it all the time, because
Right.
that looks really, really great. So let's move on to, this isn't the best Christmas movie on the list, Fred Claus, but Paul Giamatti. He played for the flaws in Fred Claus. Paul Giamatti really played a pretty great Santa Claus, in my opinion. My gut is this isn't probably his real beard. I don't know, but again, it's not about whether it's real or not. It's how it looks.
Right.
So what's your opinion of Paul Giamatti here in Fred Claus?
So I'm not clear on what Paul Giamatti really looks like outside of this. I know who it is, but I can't recall any other movie I've seen him in. And I don't know. I'm guessing this was part of costume.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you, his sideburns. I mean, first of all, you can't tell where the sideburns end and where
Yeah.
his head hair starts.
Yeah. It's more like a lion
Um,
mane.
oh, it is. If this is his real beard, his growth is like great because you can't tell where, like with mine, right? You can clearly tell I'm bald, first of all, but you can tell where my sideburns end. It's easy for me
Yeah.
to keep that trimmed up.
Yeah.
This is just around, the head hair matches up with it in the back. Can't tell where the beard ends.
Uh-huh.
I will say he's got sort of what looks like maybe a French fork kind of going on in the middle there.
Yeah.
It looks like maybe he has a natural split going up, the center of the chin.
Uh-huh.
Almost like a long mutton chop, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. This one to me is the funniest because it is such a round ball of hair on somebody's face. It's like,
Right.
is it a beard, or did he just grow his hair really long and it get tangled into his beard?
Right. Right.
And it's just funny looking, but it still screams Santa Claus. It's kind of a mix between the perfectly shaped beard that we've seen with David in Santa Claus the movie, and the kind of natural things are kind of out of place beard with David Harbour, because it is trimmed well, but you can still see some flowy. But I do really like how it encompasses his whole face and head. It's a really interesting look. But
Right.
yeah, and it is, it is the most white of the ones we've seen so far. So if you had to grade this one, what would you give it?
So when I look at this beard, when I'm trying to rate this, I'm focused on the chin area.
Yep.
It almost looks like maybe that area was trimmed a little more than the
Right.
rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's hard to tell where the head hair stops. Now, I think if he had a Santa Claus hat on, I think that it would look almost a flawless Santa minus the front. Like the front, you would expect to be a little bit longer, I think, right?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I'm going to go straight down the middle C on this one, just
Yeah.
because I think a trim would do a lot of good and
Yeah.
really kind of clear up that line where the beard stops and where the hair is.
Right. Right. Yeah. Of the characters of the actors we have that play Santa Claus proper, because there's one coming up that is in Christmas movie that plays a Santa Claus but isn't Santa Claus in the movie. He has the shortest beard, and it's just too short for Santa Claus. So
Right.
his beard
Right.
needs to be a little bit longer. So what's the letter grade?
I'll give this one. You know what? We'll go C plus.
C
We'll go
plus.
C plus. I think if that chin, if the front of that beard was a little
Mhm.
bit longer,
Yeah.
I think it'd be a little bit more than that, and he just needs a little bit of a trim. Again, this is another movie I haven't seen. I almost wonder what the character is in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just kind of a goofy Santa with a goofy brother.
Right. Reminds me almost of like a Back to the Future Doc Brown kind of eccentric type
Yeah.
character. I don't know if that's what it is, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I would say so. I would say so. That's pretty close. So let's move on to, now this isn't a typical Christmas movie, Chronicles of Narnia. However, James Cosmo does play Santa Claus in there, and it's just best I remember a short little scene where he gives the main character some gifts and things, and he's on a sleigh. So I thought it'd be interesting to throw him in here as he played a more, I guess, non-traditional Santa Claus.
right.
Yeah. So what do you think of James's beard here for Chronicles of Narnia?
Now I wonder, first of all, am I gonna get some bad comments if I say I've never seen Chronicles of Narnia? I
I don't think so. I saw it once, and that was plenty for me.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. But I like this beard. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's not groomed, and again, for the setting, you wouldn't really expect it to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think only beard YouTube content creators were the ones that walk around with combs everywhere. You wouldn't expect this guy to be grooming his beard out in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
But you can tell even on the sides where the beard is kind of sticking out there, you can see where the beard is neatly trimmed. It's not neatly groomed at the moment, but it's a neatly trimmed beard.
Yeah.
He's got that wizard beard kind of look.
Uh-huh.
It looks like if he did have it groomed, it would come down to more of a point.
Mm-hmm.
And that mustache, once again, the mustache is epic. The way the mustache grows down over that beard, so you can clearly see the mustache. It's a long mustache on the side. You can clearly see the difference in the mustache and the beard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I do like that. The wizard look, I think, is probably on purpose because he's more wizardly, if that makes sense, as a Santa Claus
Right.
here than he is, traditionally. And best I remember, he doesn't he's on a sleigh with a reindeer that's just pulling him along the ground. So he's not like flying or anything. So he's more of like a woodsman, wizardly character. So that makes sense. I do love the mustache, like you said, how it just lays over, and here it's hard to tell where the beard and hair join, but you can see it on the long parts of his bangs. It's
Right.
not quite the mane that Paul Giovanni had, and it's more gray, but it has quite a bit of white in it as well. But it's not a traditional Santa Claus as you think of a Santa Claus in a movie. But what letter grade would you give James Cosmo here for Chronicles of Narnia for his beard?
Yeah, this is a solid. Oh man, it's so hard to give, super high grades. I'm gonna say this is a solid A minus.
Yeah.
Wizard beard. A
Yeah.
minus wizard beard there.
Yeah, it's a good beard.
Yeah.
It'd fit in a Christmas movie, and it would fit in Lord of the Rings. So it's a solid.
My wife says this is how my beard's gonna look this winter in Wisconsin. I wish I could grow my beard like this.
Yeah, and my hair. To have that much hair at that age.
That's long gone for me. That head hair's gone.
Yeah, that ship has sailed a little bit. I'm still holding on pretty well. All right, here's the character I was alluding to earlier. This isn't Santa Claus in the movie. It's Billy Bob Thornton's character in Bad Santa, and we're rating him on his real beard, not the fake Santa beard around his neck. I thought it would be interesting to rate a more. Now you can't see his sideburns or anything, but I think we've seen Billy Bob enough with his beard and things. I thought it'd be interesting to rate a character that had more of a trimmed beard look to it. And so, Ken, let me know what you think of Billy Bob's Thornton's beard here in Bad Santa.
So this is a movie that I've seen like 100 times. Never around the kids.
Right.
Never around the kids. This is one of those stupid comedy movies, right?
Uh-huh.
That just makes you laugh. So knowing the setting of this movie, his character in this movie is not necessarily one that you would expect to be well planned out on time. You know, being fully prepared for what he's doing, right? So what I mean by that is by the time he's ready to play, which in this movie he's playing a mall Santa, right? Which is what you have the fake beard hanging there. He's not thinking ahead of time, like in February, March, that I need to grow my beard because in December I'm going to be a Santa Claus. So, but what I will say, this is an outstanding business beard that he's obviously taken care of throughout the year anyway. He's kept it trimmed up nice. The mustache is well groomed.
Yeah.
I've always loved, I hope I hit that point one time where I have that salt and pepper beard because I love that look.
Yeah.
It's just a well-groomed business beard. There's almost not a hair out of place. It's neatly trimmed. It's a solid beard, and there's always a conversation about when is something considered a beard, right? If it's stubble, if you have a goatee, if it's this, if it's that, if you have facial hair that you can clearly see, for me that's a beard,
right?
But this is definitely what we call a business beard. It's a solid business beard, absolutely.
Yeah, it is. It's a good looking beard. If that's the only beard I could grow, I would be 100% happy with it. So.
Right.
So as far as a letter grade, what are you thinking for Billy Bob here in Bad Santa?
Oh man, so I'm going to rate this one solely on the style of beard that he has, which is a business beard, right? So, so there will be sort of a separation from, business beard, short, medium, long beard. But the grooming on it, it's well groomed. Again, the mustache is almost perfectly trimmed. It connects and then it stops. It's almost perfect.
Right.
This is a solid, I'm going to give this a A+ beard. Yeah. It's a beautiful business beard.
Yeah, it is. It's hard. It's not a Santa beard, but it's a wonderful, wonderful beard. Yeah, I thought it would just be interesting to throw his character in there because this is Bad Santa's slowly becoming one of those in canon must watch Christmas movies for a lot of people every year. It's slowly working its way up that direction, and
just not with the kids until they're the age you deem appropriate.
just not with the kids. Yeah, parents need those movies that they can watch without the kids. It's kind of like having secret ice cream. So,
right.
But all right, let's move on here to Richard Attenborough from the 1994 remake of Miracle on 34th Street. And, it's more of a business beard, but it's a little longer. This is the beard he has through the whole movie, even when he has his Santa Claus, more traditional Santa Claus outfit on. So what do you think of Richard Attenborough's beard here?
So it is a solid business beard, like you said. The mustache, his mustache is epic. It's trimmed perfectly over the lip. He does have the handlebar little curl at the end, right?
Yep.
It's not overly curled, super style, but you can tell that that's the way that he's intentionally trained that thing to be. One thing I will say is kind of like with Paul Giamatti, it's hard to tell here where his hair ends and the beard is. I do think a little trim, being that it's a business beard, a little trim up around the sideburns would probably do him some good here. But on the other side of that, correct me if I'm wrong, I had to ask you this. The timing of this was right around Thanksgiving, right?
Yes.
Right. So thinking of the setting in this movie that he's the actual Santa Claus, if I'm rating this one on the fact that he truly is Santa Claus,
Uh-huh.
I struggle with this one because I think you said earlier you would
Mhm.
expect a Santa Claus beard to be longer and not that business beard style.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah.
while it's a great beard, it doesn't match to me what I would expect with a Santa beard specifically.
Yeah. Um, I agree. It to me, I if I would just see this picture without any context of what it was, and I pulled this picture because it was the best picture that I found that had some resolution to it of his beard. But if I would see this picture without the context, I would never guess that was Santa Claus in a movie. I would just think it was just a old business guy or whatever. But you're right. The Santa beard needs to be longer for me to have it qualify. It's a great beard as it is, but if he's playing Santa, it does need to be longer. I do enjoy that they kept it this length through the whole movie, even when he was traditionally Santa Claus. But the thing I will say, his performance in this movie is so good as Santa Claus that goes out the window completely. You don't even pay attention, which is wonderful. But we're just judging the beard on a picture, so
Right, right.
we'll discard that context. But so as a I'll have you do 2 grades on this one. As a Santa beard, give it a grade, and then just as a beard in general, give it a grade.
Okay, that's fair because I'm
Yeah,
struggling with this picture. I'm glad you
yeah,
did it that way.
yeah,
As a Santa beard, I'm gonna go, man, C minus.
yeah.
C minus because I do want to see more length there for Santa, especially since this, in that movie is a real Santa. This really is Santa Claus.
Right.
The mustache is fantastic, but it's just too short for me to say, yeah, this is Santa Claus. So I'll go C minus because it is a great beard.
Yeah. And I don't think he would need to get it down like David Harbour or the Santa Claus the movie. If he could just kind of get another inch on it or two in length, then I think that would bump that up imme-
Right.
tremendously. So, well, let's move over to the original.
Well, you wanted the second grade, right?
Oh yeah, the second grade. I'm sorry.
Because I do want to give the second grade also.
Yeah.
On the second grade on the business beard, I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna go. I'm gonna go A minus,
Yeah.
low A minus, and the only reason for that is the shape, the trim, everything's excellent. Mustache is epic again, but I would like to see those sideburns sort of cleaned up a little bit. So
Yeah.
that's why.
Yeah. That's very fair. So let's move on to the original 1947 uh, Miracle on 34th Street. This is my preferred version. However, the 1994 one is a very quality remake, which is unusual. This is Edwin Gwynn playing Santa Claus here. And to help you out on Christmas trivia night, Edwin Gwynn won the Oscar for supporting actor as Santa Claus in this movie. That's how good he
Nice.
was. And I think he kind of set the bar for Santa Clauses in movies from here on out because he's such a terrific Santa Claus. So, Ken, tell us about this Santa beard here.
I love this beard.
Uh,
Again, knowing the setting, right?
yeah,
I would imagine that this Santa, even though it was the off season, right? It's Thanksgiving.
yeah,
He's getting ready for that actual season. He probably, I would say, after he was done the Christmas before, he sort of trimmed it a little bit, relaxed.
hmm,
Probably started growing it back out over the summer. But and I'll say he sort of has my style of beard in a way. His is a lot straighter than mine.
yeah,
Um, but his sideburns come down. Look, his sideburns almost meet perfectly to the mustache and that line where that comes over to the beard, right?
yeah,
The sideburns are definitely trimmed up. You can tell that those are a little more trimmed up than the rest of the beard. And then it comes down into a point. It's nice and full,
hmm,
and that mustache is full. Now it's
yeah,
it's obviously it's not like handlebar and brushed over the top of the beard,
right,
but it's full and it's neatly trimmed.
yeah,
I love this beard, and it is a little bit longer. He's getting closer. I mean, he'll probably have another. The average beard growth. Here's your trivia fact: average beard growth is a half an inch a month.
okay,
So he'll have another half inch or so there, which may not sound like a lot, but on a beard, especially a shorter beard, it makes a big difference.
yeah,
Um, So yeah, I like this beard. I think it's classy. This is sophisticated Santa.
Yeah. Yeah. I like this one. It's not as big and full as uh, David Harbour's beard or some of the others we've seen, but it's enough length to immediately qualify for the Santa beard. I do like the sideburns. I think that's my favorite part of it, and how they meet the hairline. I think that might be my favorite part of it. Um,
Right.
it's a happy beard. It just, I, I don't know how else to describe it. It just looks like it might just be Edwin Gwynn's face and smile and his ability to be Santa Claus, but it's just a happy beard. There's no question. If I looked at this picture with him, you know, talking to this little girl, I instantly would, even though he's in a suit like Richard Attenborough was, I would instantly say that's Santa Claus. You know,
Right.
yeah, but yeah, I have a soft spot for this movie, so that might weigh me a little bit. So yeah, and Miles says he likes that pointed style, and I do too. That's pretty
Yes.
cool. I don't think we've seen that yet so far of these beards. So if you would give this a letter grade, uh, what do you think of it?
Yeah, and I think what you see here that really stands out is the fact that the beard itself, so under the bottom lip, under the
Mm-hmm.
lower lip, right,
Yep.
is even though it's shorter than a lot of beards, it's still like you said, it's long enough, but it's full
Mm-hmm.
and it's almost perfectly rounded and trimmed up. And the mustache matches. You can tell the mustache again. It's got this full mustache. It's trimmed up neatly. It's just a great beard. This is I mean, this is an A plus for me. There's not, sure we could say it should be longer, but I think the length and the style and the trim that he's got here, it's a great beard. I mean, this is definitely an A beard. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree 100%. It's classic, it's timeless, it's well put together. There's not I don't know if I could pick out a flaw or where I'd improve it, really, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's a great beard. I agree with you. Let's move on
Yeah.
to Elf. This is a movie I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with, and Ed Asner. And Ed always plays a great Santa Claus. And so, what do you think of Ed Asner's beard as Santa?
I mean, I'm just going to say, first of all, Ed Asner is my favorite movie Santa.
Yeah.
Um, I love the movie Elf. I love Ed Asner as an actor.
Uh-huh.
I've always liked Ed Asner. I thought he did a great job, even though obviously in this movie his part in this movie was very small, right?
Right.
But I love Ed Asner and I love this beard. Um, he definitely has a beard where, first of all, clearly you can see the line from where the beard ends in his sideburn to where the head hair starts, because he has more of my problem where he's bald on top.
Right.
And so maybe it's the bald in me that really loves his beard, because we share something there. His sideburns, while they are not trimmed necessarily, I think they are trimmed intentionally this way because they come down with the rest of the beard,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
the entire beard is rounded around his face in a perfect way. And then the mustache also, the mustache does, you can't really see because it's not a handlebar mustache. It's not necessarily styled into what you would call a separate mustache from the beard, but you can see that neat trim line over the lip, and you
Yeah.
can see the edges of the mustache where they do come down and blend in with the beard. So
Yeah.
I think this is a classic Santa beard that looks great on what's the word, follicularly challenged
Yeah.
individual like myself. Um, I think this is a great beard. The color of it's awesome.
Yeah.
This is, for me, is just a true classic Santa beard.
Yeah. It is. There's, it's kind of like Edwin Gwynn before. This is what, when you think of Santa, this is an image you get in your head of this beard. Miles mentioned it's a cottony fluffy beard, it's like snow. It is. And it's not overly long. It's a long beard, but it's not overly long like we've seen previously. It's kind of got this mix of shape, but still kind of got some squirrely spots in it. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a great Santa beard on a great movie Santa Claus, and on a great actor. And, you know, one that I saw Arnie and talking about the loving his character Lou Grant on the Mary Tyler Moore show, and it's like, yeah, he was around forever and real treasure as an actor. But yeah, it's a fantastic beard. So if you were to grade this beard, what would your letter grade be?
This is an A+ beard also.
Yeah.
This is an A+ beard. Everything matches nicely again.
Yeah.
And I didn't mention his eyebrows. Like, his eyebrows perfectly go along with his look also.
Yeah. Yeah. There were a few, I'm not going to click back and look at everybody, but there were a few eyebrows that didn't match and a few that matched a little bit better than others. But
right.
Yeah. This is a great look. Like I said, I was going to say something about if it was a real beard or not. That doesn't matter for this episode. But all right, let's move on.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell, right? Because those the makeup costume people in the movie industry are so good at what they do. Like, you can never tell.
Yeah, this one I know is a real beard, and this is our. We've got two more left. We have Kurt Russell here for the Christmas Chronicles, and then one more. And let me know what you think here, Ken, of Kurt Russell as Santa Claus in the Christmas Chronicles and his beard.
I mean, this beard is just epic. Again, salt and pepper look, more on the salt side at the bottom. Sort of that peppery around the mustache and the cheeks. You cannot see this beard without seeing that glorious head of hair, which I'm jealous of. Because I'll never in my life have that unless I get implants.
Yeah.
This is just a solid, nice looking beard. I love the curl, just like the single curl, especially up front and, on the chin. You almost look like up around the cheeks, it's more of a curl. And you may look at this and say, well, it's kind of unkempt and messy, but it's really not. I mean, the whole thing, the way it flows with his hair, it just matches. It just works.
Yeah.
The mustache is trimmed up nicely. You can see the curl at the end.
Yeah.
This is a great beard.
It is. I'm trying to look at it, but the head of hair complements it so well, and it's a long head of hair too. It's not like Ed Asner that was bald or some of the other Santas that had the short hair. It's not, James Cosmo Chronicles, he had a long hair too, but it was more stringy and unkept. But this is Silver Fox Santa beard and hair. I mean, look at the lighting in the scene. They're highlighting his blue eyes to get people, to let everybody know that Kurt Russell once upon a time was like the man in Hollywood, and great movie, great Santa Claus, a great beard. I mean, I know this is his real beard and hair, and it's like, way to go, Kurt.
Again, I'm jealous. I'll never have that head of hair.
I can try, but it won't be that. But I really like this beard quite a bit. It's you can't help but to see it and to notice it, and it's so well done. So if you had to give it a letter grade, what do you give this one?
So I'm going to say Miles really just helped me because I've been looking at this beard trying to figure out a perfect way to describe this, and he just did. Looks like Grizzly Adams morphed with Kenny Rogers here. 100%.
That is perfect.
Outstanding.
That's perfect. That's perfect. And that's going to be the title of this episode on the podcast version. Grizzly Adams morphed with Kenny Rogers. So
perfect. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this one. It's another. Am I being too easy on these beards? I mean, this is another A+ beard. I mean,
no. I gave you quality beards on this one. I picked out quality beards. I didn't want to really rip on anybody.
Right.
So I didn't pick like the Christmas Story Santa. He was a mall Santa, but I didn't want to just sit there and rip on anybody. Now this is a high quality beard and nothing to complain about. And our last beard, Tim Allen, the Santa Claus. And this is when he makes the full transition to Santa Claus. If you remember the movie, he's just regular Scott Calvin, and then as soon as Thanksgiving hits, he starts putting on weight and the beard starts growing. He shaves it all off and it like instantly grows back in the mirror. And so the Santa Claus, Tim Allen, what do you think of this beard?
First of all, great movie. I love this movie. Can we talk about the growth rate of the beard in this movie? It's just like he's got a
Yeah,
beard.
yeah,
I wish that was real life, and I
yeah,
wish that happened.
no
Um,
doubt.
so so Tim Allen's beard in this movie, he has, I think of all the other Santas, he has what more closely resembles my shape of beard. If I trim my mustache all the time, if I let my mustache grow, that's pretty much what my mustache does at the very end. It curls and it drives me nuts, so I always trim it.
Uh-huh.
Um, this is a great shape beard. The line that comes down from his ear sideburn area down to the corner of the mustache it's almost perfectly straight.
Mhm.
Um, I wish that the mustache did not drive me crazy because that's literally what my mustache would do, and I'd let it grow.
Yeah.
I just can't stand it. And um, Mel doesn't complain about the beard, but I think the mustache is one thing that she's like, she prefers to be trimmed up, so I give her that. Um, yeah, this is a solid beard. I mean, it's straight. It's the texture and the density and the just the way it grows is consistent all the way across. It's the perfect color.
Mhm.
Um, you can see in this where the beard ends into the sideburns of the hair.
Yeah.
Just with the way that hair is kind of brushed back there. Uh, Another great solid beard.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I kind of like on the end of his mustache, it kind of has the little handlebar flip right on
Right.
top. I kind of like that instead of just blending and disappearing. It's still there. It's not as pronounced as some of them that would completely drape over the top of the beard. But yeah, I always trim my mustache when my mustache hairs start getting in my mouth. I just can't hardly stand that. And but yeah, I have no complaints with this one. It's great shape, great length. Um, what 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 letter grade you think?
I mean, I see no flaws here. I really
Yeah,
don't. I don't see any flaw that I can give him to say this is a B plus. I mean, this is another A beard. You like you said, you pick some great beards.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I picked
Yeah.
some great ones, and I'll ask you the big question of the 10 we went through. Which is your favorite beard?
My favorite, oh man, that's such a tough question. I thought I had it before this. And actually talking about them and pointing things out. Now I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's going to come down between Ed Asner and Kurt Russell for sure.
Okay.
Um,
You want to see
I
him
got to go
again,
Ed Asner.
Ed
Yeah, I
Asner?
guess we can see him one more time. Yeah.
Yeah. There's Ed, and then there's Kurt.
As much as I love Kurt Russell's beard in this and just the way that I mean, he's so well put together right here with the hair and everything.
Yeah.
Um, but I have to go Ed Asner because I will say Ed Asner has more of that traditional
Yeah.
Santa look. Yeah.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I may pick Kurt Russell. Well, I kind of like you. I would have gone Kurt Russell, but then going side to side. I think the whiteness of the beard is what gets it for me for Ed Asner. It's not, I
Right.
do like the salt and pepper look of Kurt Russell, but if I had to rate best Santa beard, yeah, yeah, I'd go Ed. I may would go um, Edmund Gwynn. Hmm. You know, but Ed's is a little bit thicker, a little bit. Yeah, Ed Asner definitely for me. I agree with you 100%. After, because I'm like you, I had my opinions, but then after kind of going through and talking about it out loud and seeing what stuck out, what was our things that we liked. I agree, Ed Asner. So definitely
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
that
It's a
one.
great beard.
It
It's a great
is.
beard.
It is a great beard, and um, we got a few more things to cover here, real quick. But before we get too far in it, for those unfamiliar with Ken, Ken does he has a YouTube channel. They live stream on Monday nights, and he's a men's health and beard enthusiast. And um, with the holiday season coming up, if you have a guy in your life that has a beard, a mustache, any kind of facial hair, go check out Ken's channel because he's got all kinds of like small, local, businesses that make wonderful beard products. I have some myself that I use and have not been disappointed. Ken, to have them on there. You can meet the owners on the live streams, talk with them. He does reviews on the scents and stuff. And there's something for everybody. If you like, leather as a scent, or tobacco, or if you like sweet smells, or, if you want butters or oils or whatever, razors, go check out Ken's channel over at Kensconsin, and he'll help you find some great, product for your loved one's beard for this holiday season. He's got a lot of good relationships with a lot. I saw Notable Beard in the chat. They're another company I just bought some oil from recently, the Knickerbocker.
Oh,
And
nice.
I love it. I love it. My wife loves the smell. My sense of smell is not very good, so I don't smell it as much, but my wife loves it. And I don't get as many like ingrown hairs and stuff with that one as I do some of the others. And I really enjoy the Knickerbocker at Notable Beard. It's been really nice. So go check out Ken's channel. Links for everything for Ken is in the show notes description, so you'll be tap away. But definitely check out. And he's lost some weight doing some fitness and motivational things. And congratulations on that, man. That's been real inspiring.
I appreciate it. The hoodie that I'm wearing right now, I actually have to buy a new one because this is too big, but I had to wear this for the stream. I figured I'm sitting down the whole time, so it works.
Yeah, it works. And I've begun my own kind of weight loss, get in shape journey myself right here at the precipice of the holidays, but there's no time like now to start. So, but we do have our essential Christmas songs list to unveil. For those that don't know, on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music, I have a playlist called the Essential Christmas Music, and it's all Christmas songs that I deemed essential for Christmas. I went through a whole long process. There's episodes in the past about it. It's not just songs I like that I think are essential. There's a whole process to it. And every episode from now till the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, I'm releasing a group of those songs on that playlist. The playlists have not been updated with these songs yet, but will be later tonight. And a couple of the rules I had is one song cannot be represented by more than two artists. That way you don't have 4 or 5 different versions of Jingle Bells. If Jingle Bells made it, 2 versions of Jingle Bells is on there. And there was no limit on how many times a singular artist could appear. So, Ken, I'll get your thoughts on our entries for this week on the playlist. We have Came Upon a Midnight Clear by Josh Groban, Candy Cane Lane by Sia, Do You Hear What I Hear, Andy Williams, and the Whitney Houston version. We have Believe by Josh Groban, Baby It's Cold Outside. We have Dean Martin, and then Zoe Deschanel and Leon Redbone's version, which is from the movie Elf. Children, Go Where I Send Thee, Natalie Merchant. Mistletoe by Justin Bieber. The First Noel, we have Britt Eldridge and Lauren Daigle. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, In Sync, and the Christmas song, Nat King Cole and Michael Bublé's version. So, anything stand out to you in this grouping of the Essential Christmas playlist?
Yeah, look, when I see names like Dean Martin, Nat King Cole, Andy Williams, I'm a classic Christmas music fan. I love the old, like, my wife will tell you I'm a real traditional guy. Like, I listen to country music, but nothing past the 90s.
Yeah.
I like the same music that I was listening to 20 years ago. So those especially I love. The Justin Bieber song I have not heard, but I'm guessing my daughter has, I would imagine.
Yeah.
That's a great list. I mean, all these songs are great. I cannot say that I've heard Believe by Josh Groban. I'm not sure.
If you've watched Polar Express, you have. So,
Okay.
Yeah, it was the big single from Polar Express. Yeah. Mistletoe by Justin Bieber is one of those it's kind of like Bad Santa, where it's sneaking up into like being, one of the staples. it's the same kind of thing, and it's really a great Christmas song. I mean, I'm not the world's biggest Justin Bieber fan at all. I could probably name no more of his songs, but Mistletoe is pretty good. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the NSYNC Christmas album, which features "Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays," highly underrated Christmas album. It's one of the best from start to finish. And again, I'm not the world's biggest NSYNC fan, but their Christmas album is really great. And "Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays" is a lot of fun. And
I'm gonna go look it up.
Yeah. Yeah. But this is the entries for this week, and like I said, they'll be up later tonight. I'll get them on each playlist, and the links to those playlists are below as well, so you guys can be right there at them if you want to go and follow and subscribe and do all that stuff for them. And there's going to end up being like 120 songs on the playlist when it's all over, and I think I'm at like 70 or 80 after I add these, and somewhere in there, and it's already like up to 5 hours. And so if you grab this playlist, at, weekend of Christmas or weekend of Thanksgiving, when it's all complete and you hit shuffle, you're going to have 6 or 7, 8 hours worth of music. So that'd be really great. And all of them will be bangers guaranteed, or your money back. So, but
well, it sounds like we'll be spending Christmas morning with Christmas Clatter, because we're always looking for a playlist. Christmas morning, we like to just find one playlist and just play it so that we don't have to keep changing music,
Right.
So we'll spend Christmas music with you and your playlist.
Right. Well, I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. I'll give you a hack for listening to Christmas music. Okay. This is a streaming music hack for listening to Christmas music, and you have to have Pandora. You don't have to have paid for Pandora, but you have to have Pandora. And log into an account on Pandora. Create an email if you want, or if you just want to use yours. And search up different Christmas radio stations. Like classic, country, pop, party, whatever you want. There's a bunch of them. Jazz, whatever different types of Christmas music you like. Find those radio stations. And then when you go to the main menu, there's a shuffle all on Pandora. Well, it will shuffle songs from all the different stations. And so if you just have
nice.
Christmas stations, if you eliminate all your other stations and just have the Christmas ones on there, then it's just going to pull songs from all those different Christmas stations and just keep going on for infinity. And so you might get like a rocking around the Christmas tree, followed by, something that's more traditional classic hymn. It depends on what group you get, but that's a Christmas streaming hack if you're not listening to the essential Christmas music playlist, so, but that's something that I do frequently around the holidays with Pandora. And they're the only ones I know of that will let you shuffle your stations like that. So
yeah, I use YouTube Music a lot. I don't know if they let you or not. It's not something I've tried.
It's something I haven't looked for it on YouTube Music. I just know Pandora does, so I just keep doing it on that, and that'll work even for any other kind of music if you're into like blues music in different types and things or whatever. But that's a side point. But Ken, thank you so much for being here on Christmas Clatter. For those in the chat, stay with us. We'll be closing out the podcast, but we'll be back with you just here in a second. But Ken, thank you so much. Let everybody know where they can get a hold of you at Kensconsin.
Yeah, the easiest way is going to be kensconsin.com. That'll take you to my website with links for all my social media. But if you search Kensconsin on YouTube, Instagram, any of the socials, you'll find me there. So, and Todd, this was an awesome idea, man. Thanks for the invite. This was a lot of fun.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad we was able to do it and get it. I just seeing the Santa behind my head. I should have had you rate his beard while we were looking at it.
Oh, that's just a perfect drawing right there.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's classic.
We wanted real life people. I told Ken early on, I said, I'm just doing live action actors. I wasn't going to put like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer puppet on here with his perfect that's be a little unfair. But yeah. Ken says you could do the kind of same thing with Spotify. You make a folder and put different playlists in it. And then, okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Dwayne, for that. So, um, all right, everybody. Thanks again for listening to Christmas Clatter here at the podcast. We would love to have you on our live stream Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock Central Time. If you can make it, I know everybody's schedule is a little crazy, but if you can make it, we'd love to have you in the chat. We have a wonderful people in the chat, and talking Christmas and having fun. We'd love to hear you there. But thank you again for listening to the podcast as well. And for those listening over in the UK and Europe, I know there's several of you out there that watch the replay and listen to the podcast. Come late November, the Wednesday before American Thanksgiving, forgive me, the date slips me. So the third week of November, third Wednesday in November, something like that. The stream time, and this will be for everybody here in the States, the stream time will change from 8 p.m. Central Standard Time to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be having Jack, who lives over in the UK, does the Total Christmas podcast. He will be my guest, and we'll be having a stream especially for you guys there across the pond from us, so you can join us live and engage in the chat and get together. So hopefully you'll be able to join us for that. But more on that, it's a month away or so. But guys, until I see you again, remember, keep Christmas hope alive every day. Alrighty. That was fun. Yeah, those Santa beards were all high quality. It was hard. I mean, any one of them would be just fine to have, so.
Yeah, I mean, how much fun would it have been if you found a bunch of bad beards,
Yeah.
That was a great list you picked.
Yeah. Something I forgot to say that I was planning on saying in the recording, and it's fine, but I'll say it to the people that are here in the chat. Hey guys, if you got a nice beard, I think it's your duty as it turns white to play Santa Claus. This is my opinion. There's more people out there that need to do it. I'm getting more salt. I'm not quite salt and pepper yet, but it's all kind of right here in my chin. And hopefully I can get a good Santa beard going on.
Yeah, I've got some spots of salt that are starting to come in. Like I just dropped the salt shaker in my beard. I think one day I'll have that gray look.
Yeah.
I could see playing Santa at one point. I mean, my kids are getting, they're teenagers now. My oldest son, he's grown and on his own doing his own thing. I've got a high school and a middle schooler. I could see one day thinking of, wanting to play do Santa Claus during the Christmas time. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah. My friend Ken Smith in Tennessee, he's got a real nice beard, real nice. And he's talked about doing Santa Claus some too. I'm like, you need to, Ken. And it'd be great for it. So,
yeah.
But I've never had the fortitude to get mine as long as yours. This is about as long as I can hack mine. I just need to power through, I guess, and get it. But
yeah. Well, you're past that initial point of the worst of the itch and the early growth where it's just really itchy and kind of annoying. You're past that, so
yeah. Except I can't get it on my chin. I've got this. This is as good as this gets. This doesn't grow any hair right here, so I don't know. Everybody's
that's
so
all
different.
right. Yeah, I mean, that's okay. So it's consistent on both sides, right? You got a little soul patch there, which is still a great look. I firmly believe that everybody can grow the beard their face was designed to grow.
Yeah.
You're consistent on both sides. I think it looks great, Todd.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. Yours looks good too. And I really do appreciate, I've bought several things from people that you've had on and things, and I've always been real happy. And so I appreciate you doing all that and putting it out there. It makes it easy for me to find, because I've bought some stuff from like Walmart, and it's fine, I guess, but it's just not what I want. And and things. And my wife has really enjoyed some of the stuff that I've picked out. I have found out that I can kind of smell the tobacco smell a little bit. Even though my sense of smell is not that strong. So I've gotten to where I enjoy it. And my wife likes that scent as well, even though we are not smokers and don't like, that kind of thing. But something about that tobacco smell that is nice. And
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about tobacco and beer products, it's more of the fresh cut leaf tobacco, the,
yeah,
Cuban tobacco, sweet tobacco. It's not the smoked,
yeah,
cigarette tobacco or nothing like that. It's tobacco scents are great. It's one of my favorite scents.
yeah, yeah. I would probably like the leather, but I can't smell any leather at all that I've found. I could smell sweet usually, except there was one I bought, and I think I would like it, but it smelled like chocolate to me, and I found out that kind of drove me crazy. It was like a campfire one. It's supposed to smell smoky, but it smelled like chocolate to me, and I was like, it smelled good. Everybody said it smelled good, but to me, because my nose is so wrong, I just couldn't after a while. It's like, no.
Right. Was
So
it? I'm trying to think what that might have been. Was it? So there was a Weatherbeard Happy Camper that
I
was.
think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it.
So it did
Yeah.
have chocolate in it. It was kind
Oh,
of a
did it?
s'mores.
Okay.
Yeah.
That explains
Yep.
it. So,
So
yeah.
you definitely picked up chocolate.
Yeah. So I can get chocolate, and I enjoy good chocolate, but to smell it all day, it kind of wore me out. So
Oh, Miles, man. And I mean, so me and Miles sort of have a similar, both of us have lost a bunch. Both of us like to eat, right?
yeah.
Man, I love chocolate. I love the smell of chocolate in my beard.
Oh yeah.
Love it. I'm a chocolate fiend, you
Well,
know?
I like chocolate a lot. You don't get a body like mine by not liking chocolate, but you know, but just the smell it in my beard all day long was driving me crazy for whatever reason. But I did get that apple orchard one or something, and I really liked that one because I could kind of smell the sweet, and that was pretty nice. So,
Yeah.
but right now I'm digging that Knickerbocker scent. I just love that thing. So,
Oh, it's so good. It's
yeah,
so good. I don't know if you caught the whole story of Notable Beard Co. He sent me some stuff a couple months ago just as a like, hey, I make beard products for my wife's shop. You want to try it? And I was like, yeah. So as soon as I got it, I was like, man, you don't sell this stuff. You got to sell this stuff to people. So we launched his company on the channel. His stuff is so good. I'm
yeah.
excited to see what he does with the company.
Yeah, I am too. I am too. I really just picked up that Nick, and I really enjoyed it. And like I said, it doesn't affect my face as much as some of the others. And I really, I really really enjoy it. But at first I thought I was more of a beard butter guy than a beard oil guy. But I think I'm really a beard oil guy, to be honest with you. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, definitely need beard oil. Beard butter's more of a I mean, you can make an argument on whether or not you need it.
yeah,
Um, I do. I think. I mean, I just love the way beard butter, what it does for your beard, but you definitely need the oil for the skin.
yeah, yeah, definitely. So. But guys, if you have any questions for Ken or anything, let us know real quick before we hop off here. I appreciate everybody being in the chat and keeping the conversation going. Dagan, thanks for hopping in. If you're still here, I forgot to say something to you when I saw you come in. There might be a few others in here. Santa Dad, thank you for being here as well. Yeah, Holly's dad is like Dagan, born on Christmas Day, and he was white. Pictures I've seen of, I never got to meet him in person, unfortunately, but he was white haired and had a nice Santa beard as well. So yeah, that's awesome. But Miles, thank you for being here. I appreciate you being active, and Mike guys. I really appreciate you guys that follow Ken. Thanks for supporting him and hopping over here to Christmas Clatter. I just want to encourage you to hit subscribe and like. If you're a Christmas nut, we'll be here. Um, you know, throughout the season, for to kind of get your Christmas. We just talk about here at Christmas Clatter, just everything that makes Christmas special. We're going to talk about it, whether it's Santa's beards or food or movies or music. I really like, all that stuff. And there's been even times when we talk about how hard the holidays are at times, because that's a fact of life as well. And
Right.
we talk, decorations. We have a great community here. Thank you. Thank you, Tammy, there at
Oh, hey,
Callister's
Callisters.
Christmas. For those up in Wisconsin or online at Callister's Christmas, a great ornament company here. They're at Mall of America. They also have a store. Forgive me, I forgot the name of where your other store is at. But check them out online. You can order there. They're great great ornament shop there to order your ornaments from. I've had them on the
Yeah.
podcast. Yeah.
My wife and I, we haven't been to the shop. My wife and I need to get to the shop. They're literally 15 minutes. Like my wife is in the town shopping where they are all the time.
Oh, really?
Um,
That's wonderful.
yeah,
That's
all the time.
wonderful.
So yeah, haven't
Yeah.
met them in person or anything, but seem like really, really great,
Oh,
great
man.
people there that run that.
Yeah. I really liked them. They had them on a few years ago and still kind of kept in contact with them and really enjoyed their, Brookfield. Yeah. Opening
Yeah.
Friday.
Oh,
So,
okay. I
yeah.
thought they were already open. We just hadn't been there yet. So I take it
Yeah.
back. We will be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. So, yeah, wonderful people. Enjoyed their store. And actually, it's one of my most listened to episodes still. People really enjoy Christmas ornaments. If you like Christmas decorations and ornaments, check out Pepper Tree Villa on Monday nights at 8:30 Central Standard Time, 6:30 on the Pacific. Those guys, Arnie and Doug, they're putting up like 33 and a third trees. This year, they're doing a tree celebrating the 50th anniversary of Hallmark keepsake ornaments. And they have all kinds of decorating hacks and tips and things. And they're a year-round weekly live stream. And, they'll go through all the holidays decorating and sharing things and trying things. So Pepper Tree Villa, Ben, people saw Ben in here, Ben PTV. He's on there as well, lending his expertise. And they'll do crafts. And so check out Pepper Tree Villa on Monday nights as well. They're a good friend of the show and been real helpful. So Ken, sorry you in here a little bit late. We'll have the replay, my friend. We'll have the replays. So thanks for being here. So
Yeah, I would say for those of you in here that follow me over here, if you guys love Christmas, definitely you want to subscribe and hang out with Todd. I mean, this is what Todd does all year is Christmas. I will give you a warning. Todd will make you spend money. My wife just went and spent money a couple days ago, Todd. And you know why? Because I'm sure you did also.
Yeah. Hallmark keepsake ornaments. So,
Yep.
Yeah. So, the format for those that aren't familiar with Christmas Clatter, I used to do this year round as a podcast. I was monthly and it got to be a little bit much. So what I do now is, and I really enjoy it. It's not great for the algorithm, but I'm not worried about that stuff. I just want to enjoy Christmas and people's company. So what I do now is I'm weekly on Wednesday nights through Christmas. And then once Christmas is over, I'm going to take a break and I'll be back in April or May. I can't remember right off the top of my head when Hallmark releases their, dream book for the ornaments coming out this season. And I'll do a review of that. I get the Keepsake Ornament Club box and I'll, unbox that. I believe it's April. And then you won't see me again until Christmas in July. And then I'll be back at Wednesday nights, starting Christmas in July. And then it'll be every other week until we hit October. And then I go weekly. That kind of helps keep me focused on the holidays, gives me some time off. It's hard to find something Christmas to talk about that people would be interested in February and March, so I kind of give it, a little bit of break, and that gives me a little time to kind of reflect and retool and do all this stuff. So, yeah, Miles, I am in the southeast corner of Missouri is where I'm at. If you're familiar with Cape Girardeau, Missouri, I'm in that area. That's where I am, and just right on the Mississippi River, and just the South, about the most west and north part of the South, I guess. But
Right.
Yeah, I'm far enough away from Columbia that I'm not really a big Mizzou fan, even though I probably should be. But I grew up rooting for Kentucky basketball. So that's what dominates around here. So as far as college sports,
Nice.
yeah. So of course, everybody's a big Chiefs fan right now, but nobody was a Chiefs fan till about 5 years ago in this area of Missouri.
Well, and now you have about 5 million more fans that just discovered what football was because of Taylor Swift. So,
yeah. I mean, in this corner of Missouri, I mean, when the Rams were in St. Louis, there were a bunch, St. Louis Rams fans and stuff, but there was I mean, there were some Chiefs fans, but it's like nobody really was a Chiefs fan until, like I said, 5 years ago. There was always so mixed. A lot of Steelers fans, a lot of Broncos fans, some Bears fans. It was just a scattered mix as far as professional football goes, and
Right.
I watch the NFL, and my devotion to teams always wanes. I grew up a 49ers fan in the Joe Montana days, and just kind of drifted, and then when the Rams were in St. Louis, followed them, and then I started playing fantasy football, which ruined my fandom for any team specifically. Yeah,
Isn't it so? It's so hard to be a fan of a team because, like, I've got Kirk Cousins, for example, is one of my quarterbacks, and I'm like, I want him to do well, but I don't want him to do well.
Yeah, yeah. One of my best friends, he's a big Raiders fan, and has been forever, and he's got a whole sleeve tattoo of Raiders stuff, and even named his kids after a couple of players from the Raiders and things, and it's like, how do you? Well, Santa Dad in the chat, he's an old Georgia boy, and he's a Georgia Bulldog fan, and he's a Raiders fan. And for you guys that are Ken's people that like college football, if you like the Georgia Bulldogs, follow Santa Dad.
Santa Dad, yeah.
Yeah, he has a Damn Beast, which covers Georgia football. And if you see his logo there, he's drinking from a Georgia Bulldogs. If I remember correctly, he graduated school there, and he covers. He's a sports writer by trade, and he does a lot of good work for Georgia football. And the SEC at that, a lot of good stuff over there with him as well. But
yeah, Miles, you could at least go talk trash with him being an Alabama fan.
Yeah,
you could do that.
Definitely. He would enjoy the interaction. I guarantee it, 100%. Yeah, he would. So, but part of the country I'm from, there's only one color, and that's Cardinal Red, St. Louis Cardinal Red. It's been a disappointment past few years, but we live and die by them, and that's just it. So,
you talk about disappointment when it comes to baseball. The Brewers every single year have a great season, and then we get to the playoffs, and it's just like, what happened? I thought we were a playoff baseball team.
I hate the Brewers.
Yeah,
I hate them.
We get beat out every year. We play well all year, and then we make the playoffs, and it's like, forget how to play baseball. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, Cardinals are either really good or terrible. They're not ever mediocre.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's fun. I used to live and die sports and breathe sports and sports radio 24/7, and then I don't know what happened. I think I just my interest waned a little bit. I still try to keep up with it, but basketball was always my first love. I'll talk basketball all day long. Yeah. Well,
got a couple more people who jumped in the chat here.
Yeah.
There's another company. So Johnny Ray, that's another company, Todd, if you haven't checked them out yet.
Okay.
Yep. Add them to your list. Really, really good stuff. He was the one that was on Monday night.
Okay. Yeah, definitely check him out too as well. Yeah. I know he's a heavy fantasy footballer. So well, here's what happened to me in fantasy football. It's been several years ago. I hated the New England Patriots and Tom Brady. Hated them. Absolutely hated them. And one of my first football leagues I was in, they did the automatic draft where you kind of ranked players and then the computer would pick for you, kind of thing. Because we could never all get together to actually draft, do a live draft. That was the season they signed Randy Moss. So I put Randy Moss and Tom Brady as my 1-2 and got both of them. And that was the only year I ever won fantasy football. So I went from like hating Tom Brady and the Patriots to really not hating them and really liking all the points they were putting up in fantasy for me. So it was like, then everybody just became okay to watch, so yeah.
Yeah, we're having a rough year up here in Wisconsin.
Yeah. It is. I always liked Peyton Manning and the Colts. I really liked it when the Colts gave us Marshall Faulk to the Rams. That was their best play they ever made. So,
do you ever get to watch? So Peyton and Eli, they do their Monday night. They do their Monday night. You ever get to watch that?
I've watched clips on YouTube, and it's wild. It's the best thing on TV. It's got to be.
They're hilarious.
They are.
Did you see the clip from a couple of weeks ago where Eli brought in the big blown up forehead picture of Peyton Manning?
I gotta.
Oh, it was great. He pulls out this big printed, basically this big color photo of Peyton Manning, but he's like increased the size of his forehead. It's hilarious. You have to go back and watch that clip. Yeah. I'll see if I can find it and send it to you.
One of my favorites is when Eli goes to walk on at Penn State as Chad Powers.
Yes.
I love that one.
Everyone's like, who is this guy?
Yeah. I love that one. In fact, I watched it several months back, and then I just pulled it up again because I wanted to see. I just love it when the assistant coach goes up there, the head coach, he's like, I got a crazy idea. I think we should sign Chad Powers. And I was like, you think?
It's so good.
I love watching that stuff because there's several where like baseball players go like try out at JUCOs, and then they're just like doing home run derby at practice and stuff, and that all just cracks me up. So yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me here in the chat. I'm not going to keep you guys any longer, but thanks for being here. And remember to hit that like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. We're going to be here the rest of the season, spreading holiday cheer. And remember, until we meet again, keep Christmas hope alive every day.